What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the titles going out. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Definitely some wild things that's going on. Before we do get in this video, I'm gonna explain it again of what is said multiple times. There's things that you cannot say on YouTube, obviously, but there's a big problem. There's a huge problem when it comes down to New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Now, we all know that I put out a video. There's been a lot of information, a lot of things that's out of, him violating, the Logan Act. Says Congressman Chip Roy just called for deportation of Zohran Mamdani after he reportedly violated the Logan Act. We've been over this multiple times, but things are getting worse within Zohran Mamdani. Says the U.S. State Department shut down a planned meeting between Iran and Communist New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani's administration. And a senior Mamdani official was set to meet with Iranian representatives at the UN on Tuesday. Says when Trump administration found out, the State Department stepped in and canceled the meeting. Now, one thing about Mamdani is that he thinks he's slick. It's been, reports of him saying that he didn't know this was taking place, this, that, and the other. But me personally, I know for a fact he knew exactly what was taking place. Definitely know. And that's was definitely wicked about it. Latina Brown even posted, Mayor Mamdani violated the Logan Act, and I hope the president and his administration will hold Mamdani accountable. This is things that, we truly vote for, that we truly support, is for more so of action and not too much talking, when it comes down to it. One thing about Zohran Mamdani is that he truly doesn't care, for Americans. He truly doesn't care for New Yorkers, as he says he does. One thing that I've learned that Zohran Mamdani does is that he constantly gives out promises, and can't keep them. Don't go forward with them or anything like that, because that's just the type of person that he is. That's the type of guy that he is, and I see straight through him. It's definitely a sickening situation of New Yorkers, in general. You have New Yorkers that can't be able to move and go here and go there, but have to deal with his nonsense. You have New Yorkers that truly voted for him and now has turned their back. You have New Yorkers that, support him and still support him. I don't know why, but they do. And it's definitely wild of people still supporting him and loving him. And I'm not speaking so much the Muslim side, but speaking, on the true American side. I know I'm probably going to get in trouble for that, but y'all know what I mean by that. You got it right here, and I wanted to make this make sense. There's an R word, and I'm gonna say this multiple times that I'll have to take out that rhymes with grape. Says Zohran Mamdani. I'm gonna say grape instead. How about that? Zohran Mamdani breaks another New York City record, last week's highest rent and now highest grape. Definitely wild. I would say it's definitely wild of Zohran Mamdani doing and saying what he has said. I'm gonna just play the video. I do have to probably most likely take the word out, but y'all heard what I said of what's going on.
And what I think is important to know is a lot of the increase in also comes from an expanded definition of what counts as rape, as well as survivors coming forward for acts that took place years prior.
I feel like regardless, I'm going to show y'all what Nancy May said too. I feel like regardless, when it's grape, it's grape at the end of the day. It is at the end of the day. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like that you can't downplay this. You can't do that. Like how he treats people is literally garbage. It's sickening and it's disgusting on the things that he says and the things. One thing that I've learned and what and I don't want to mean this in a horrible way, but this is truly who he is and what how can I say this without getting in trouble, y'all? This is who he is, and most of the individuals that support him and go with what that is truly what they do. Right here in America, we don't do that. And that's exactly why they need to hold this individual accountable and it's something needs to happen in place of getting removed, because this is not sitting right with me, and it definitely shouldn't sit right with you. This is a message, from Latinia Brown to Zoran Mandani, and, asking, what is his definition of grape? Let's check it out.
This message is from Mayor Mandani. I'm curious to know, I saw your recent press conference yesterday explaining your definition of Mayor Mandani. Tell all the women, all the victims, survivors, what is your version of rape? What do you consider rape? Because clearly you're trying to diminish what victims go through, survivors. You're going to make it impossible for victims to come forward about rape because your definition of rape is a very shitty response to what's happening in New York City. Crime is up. You can fluff the numbers all you want. You guys are downgrading charges and things are not being reported accurately. Shame on you, Mayor Mandani. Shame on you. Shame on the Democrats as well. You guys are fluffing numbers. This has been going on for years.
But y'all keep on seeing a video that I put out even with Tim Walz. Like, this truly goes to show you that side, And what's crazy to me is they always say, "Oh well, the right, they're full of individuals that loves doing this and in this bad way." Y'all know what I mean by it. They are the true party that not only does this. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Not only does this, but truly supports things like this, and it's truly disgusting. They literally have Tim Walz that is trying to tried to pardon and got sad because illegal alien got deported for doing something to it when it comes down to a 10-year-old. Like, come on, bro. Like this, that is truly disgusting.
Years now, this didn't just happen under Mayor Mandani. I'm gonna keep it real. You guys have been diminishing, downplaying these numbers since going back to the time that Bill de Blasio was in office. This is a Democratic, playbook. Give the appearance that crimes is low when the Bronx looks like a damn hellhole. When you go out there, you got to hope to God that you don't get hit with a stray bullet. You got to pray to God that you're not attacked by some savage who's holding a knife. You got to hope and pray to God that you're not sexually assaulted just for taking a stroll on the street or walking alongside a trail in the park. It is not safe in New York City. It's not. You can't even take the train anymore because now the criminals are so emboldened. They're roaming all over New York City and in these subways, and they know that New Yorkers are easy prey because you know why? The law is on their side. And then more than half of them are unvetted illegals that came in under the Biden administration. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. Okay? What do you have to say to the victims? Really think about it. What do you have to say to them? What if this was your child? What if this was your son or daughter?
Exactly.
Really think about what you say and choose your words carefully to the elected officials. It can happen to any one of you.
And this is no excuse. This is just being realistic, and I love being realistic at times. But it just goes to show you that people tend to use more so that excuse, or use the simple fact that you have a mayor that's thinking these things are okay. So if you have a mayor that's saying these things, you have a governor that's not saying anything, and to disregard anything that Zoran Mandani has going on or what he's saying, it truly just goes to show y'all a lot. You know what I mean? It truly goes to show y'all a lot within that of basically say, okay, well, they look at the simple fact, well, they saying that this is basically nothing, and you have people that's getting pardoned and they don't really care about this and that. Oh, it's free game. That's basically what people are going by. What these individuals are going by, these sick individuals. That's what they're going by. Rather than this is, they obviously know what they're doing. They're their own person, but they're listening to these individuals. But then what gets me is that you have so many people that are voting. And this is exactly why, I seen something today with, what is his name? Hakeem Jeffries. I seen something today with Hakeem Jeffries. And it literally just goes to show you that you truly just need American citizens that are voting. You don't need nobody else that's voting, just getting in here and, they cheat. You don't need none of that. You need and I'm telling y'all, things are happening to where it needs to be a change. It definitely needs to be a change. People need to stop getting in their feelings and actually look at the policies, actually look at things that matter to better America. I'm telling y'all. You have Nancy Mace that says this happens when you put Muslim men in office. It is literally a culture of grape. I'm telling y'all, grape. And y'all new in here, y'all to skip the video. What rhymes with grape? I mean, come on now. It's definitely a sad situation. You even have it right here. A Dearborn Muslim claims her city has always been like that. Always Muslim. Teachers, schools, grocery stores, all Muslim. Says she demands more immigrants to be imported into America. And this is exactly why, when it comes down to deportation, of it being the only solution. And I truly, truly agree within that in the statement that I just said. I'm telling y'all, it truly matters when I say that. It's not me trying to be mean, but this is sickening. This is not something that, we just got out there like, this has been going. It has literally gotten worse, and the last administration is to blame for it.
It's always been like that.
It's always been mostly Muslim?
Yes, it has. My teachers were Muslim. The grocery stores around me were Muslim. And that was...
how old are you?
I'm 53. So go back then, Dearborn was always like that. So it's not new.
It was not always like that.
No, it was. I was there. I was born there. I came there when I was 5. And my teachers were Muslim. I went to Salina School in Dearborn, Michigan. And the majority of my teachers were Muslim.
Yeah. So that actually proves my point that American cities are being taken over by people that traditionally they had nothing to do with the founding of this country. That's not really a melting pot, I would argue.
Well,
and I would say that displacing.
I disagree with you.
I would say that displacing
from all countries.
Okay, even
illegally.
Okay, well let me ask you this.
Legally.
Okay, so if someone comes legally through chain migration and they bring over 10 family members from, let's say, Somalia, where they have vastly different cultures, they have vastly different laws.
Them. Why not? If they come legally, let them come in.
I'm going to be real with y'all. I feel like we passed that right now. I feel like me personally, and y'all probably disagree with me, and there's people that agree. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with this statement. And this is me being real. I think that if I was in President Trump's shoes, I'm going to just say this. I would definitely get things together to where there is, getting what they're doing, truly what they're doing when it comes down to deportations, because I feel like it's something, and I truly would try my best to, I would say not stop it completely, but to pause when it comes down to people coming here legal and to clean up. Because y'all got to think about it. We literally have already crime that's going on. You literally already have crime that's going on, but you have illegals that are adding to that and doing having way worse things. I'm not saying that the criminals, U.S. citizens, I'm not saying that they're right in any kind of way. But you already have crime in itself. Why is it that you have more illegal aliens that are here and then are coming through illegal? Like, I feel like it's one of those things, a clean house, put a pause on things, and then start back up after things have, me personally, that's how I feel. I don't know about y'all, but I truly feel as if it needs to be that way. One thing about it, Speaker Mike Johnson definitely made a lot of sense when it comes down to it, speaking on the mini Mandanis. Check it out.
And that's why we're speaking in such stark terms, because we need America to wake up. We're not even, look, 35 years ago, Republicans and Democrats in Congress, when I was coming up in, the Reagan years, they were fighting communism on a distant shore. Now it's here. But in Congress, they all agreed on that. They obviously knew that we had to fight communism. And so what they were doing here for domestic policy, that was foreign policy. Domestic policy, they were arguing over, marginal tax rates and the shades of regulation and how large the government should be. There wasn't a huge difference, a chasm between the two parties. Those days are gone. Right now, domestically, we are arguing, we are debating, we are fighting. The election will be over whether we're going to maintain our freedom in a constitutional republic, the greatest experiment in self-governance in the history of the world, the longest surviving constitution on the planet, the nation that everybody wants to emulate and everybody wants to come here. We have to seal our borders so they won't flood over them. We're the only nation in the world that has that distinction. We're the last great superpower. We are the greatest nation in the history of the world. We are fighting right now in Congress over whether we're going to maintain our status as a constitutional republic or we're going to trade that in, dismantle the foundations, and go down this dark road of death to communism. That is the question on the ballot this fall. Now, DSA published their platform. I hope you're all covering. Oh, I hope you're writing in depth about their platform. I read it out at an event a few weeks ago, and they made an ad mocking me reading their platform. Now, they didn't put the clips with the worst parts of it. Representative Jimenez just told you, Carlos told you that, well, of course they want to pack the Supreme Court, and they want a unicameral legislature. They want the House to run everything, abolish the Senate, because they believe the House would be run by Marxists, communists. They'll be able to run the table on everything. They want to remove the president. What they also want to do is abolish all borders. They don't want any borders. They want mass amnesty granted to anyone who can come onto our shores without exception, even for terrorists and hardened dangerous criminals. Okay? They don't want prisons. It's in their platform. They want to remove the carceral state, they said. No prisons. They don't want to fund the police. This is not a game. Everybody needs to understand. These crazy little mini Mamdanis who are popping up all around the country, they are a danger to you and your family.
Exactly.
This is not a game. If they promise you free stuff, there is far more beneath those promises that even some of these people do not understand themselves. And so we are here as the Republican Party to stand.
So it literally just goes to show y'all, and just checking in on Chris, y'all. I know a lot of y'all are what Recklezz doing. It just goes to show y'all that you truly can't trust. I feel like I've always said, before he got elected in, I've explained and told so many people, and it's not even myself. There's other creators that have said, this isn't the right guy. This isn't the right guy. This isn't the right guy. And people still yet to think that this is somebody that's okay and that is good for New York City. It's not. And I truly feel as if they need to push to get things situated for within, Mayor Mamdani, because I don't know. This things, we already see the road that is going, but I truly feel as if it's only gonna get more messed up. I mean, look at we seeing things. We didn't see what's going on with Grape. We seeing the meetings, with they're trying to have with Iran. We seeing the crime in general. We seeing what happened over the winter. You seeing all these bad things that's happening. The bombings. I mean, come on. There's more when it comes down to churches. Like it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think down below. Definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the next video I'll be dropping tonight. Definitely a banger. Catch y'all next one.